Having Venus in Aries in the 12th house indicates a bold, passionate individual who enjoys independence in love and values directness in relationships. Their attraction style can be vigorous, initiating connections with the object of their affection. On the flip side, they may struggle to express their feelings fully, as Venus in the 12th house signifies hidden aspects of love, resulting in them often suppressing emotions. This placement might lead them to secret relationships or unrequited love situations. Partnering with someone who respects their privacy and understands their complex emotional nature could be quite beneficial. They are likely to have loving, generous feelings towards those in need, showcasing kindness with compassionate acts towards the less fortunate in society. With regards to career, these individuals could thrive in artistic fields that channel their bold creativity, something that Venus in Aries is known for. Their compassionate side could also be useful in a career in healthcare, social work, or any helping profession related to the 12th house theme of service and sacrifice. Their main strengths lie in their fierce independence, expressive creativity, and hidden compassionate nature. However, their challenges often revolve around struggling with emotional expression and dealing with hidden or repressed aspects of love and affection. Personal growth should ideally focus on healthy ways to express emotions and make peace with their past. Embracing vulnerability without losing their fiery spirit would also help create more fulfilling interpersonal relationships. It's a journey of learning to balance their fiery Aries energy with the sensitive, compassionate energy of the 12th house. With Venus and Taurus in the 12th house, there is a tendency for a sensuous, attractive, and earthy personality. The individual could enjoy solitude, appreciate beauty in its subtler forms, and be very intuitive. This placement suggests a person who could be secretive about their desires, finding it hard to express their feelings openly or directly. In relationships, they may be deeply loyal and passionate, yet they might keep aspects of their love life private or secret. Their ideal partner is likely to be understanding and patient, respecting their need for privacy. They may struggle with trust and tend to find comfort and security in stable, long-lasting relationships. For career influences, such people could excel in fields that allow for solitary work or dealing with hidden matters. They might do well in creative, artistic professions that require attention to fine details due to their Venusian appreciation of beauty. Careers connected to healing, like psychiatry or spiritual guidance, can also be successful due to the empathetic nature of their 12th house placement. The strengths of this placement include loyalty, a refined aesthetic sense, a love for serenity, and strong intuition. The challenges often involve tackling trust issues, vulnerability in relationships, expressing feelings, and a tendency towards isolation. A personal growth lesson from this placement might be learning to trust and open up more to others. They may also need to balance their taste for solitude with a healthy interaction with the world to fully express their love and appreciation for beauty. Developing a positive view of themselves can also help in fostering stronger relationships. Venus in Gemini in the 12th house signals a personality that is sensitive, imaginative, and communicative. This individual thrives in a world of ideas and is adaptable to changing circumstances. Careful not to overthink, they may sometimes feel anxious or overwhelmed by their thoughts and emotions. Their social nature and charming communicative skills are paired with a deep need for private time. This can result in a balance of sociability and solitude, creating a cyclical pattern of interaction and withdrawal. Their intuitive nature helps them connect with others, but they may struggle with clearly defining their feelings. As a result, they might feel misunderstood at times. In relationships, they value intellectual connections but may feel conflicted between their need for intimacy and independence. They tend to keep their emotions hidden, often taking on a caretaker role. Their challenge is to balance their own emotional needs with those of others, ensuring they do not neglect their own emotional well-being. As for career influences, they may excel in professions that allow space for their creativity, intellect, and empathy. These might be roles in creative arts, writing, counseling, or diplomacy. Strengths of this placement include adaptability, a strong intuitive nature, and an energetic intellect. Challenges are a tendency to overthink, difficulty articulating emotions, and occasional social withdrawal. Personal growth comes from learning to express feelings, understanding their emotional needs, and setting boundaries. Balancing their social and private life can lead to a harmonious and fulfilling existence. Someone with Venus in Cancer in the 12th house may have a strong desire for emotional security and deeply values nurturing connections in relationships. They often enjoy expressing love through caring and supporting others. Their attachment style can be deeply sensitive, which can sometimes lead to feelings of vulnerability or the fear of rejection. As such, they may keep their emotions hidden, which can lead to misunderstandings with partners. Career-wise, they may flourish in careers where empathy and care are highly valued, such as healthcare, counseling, or work in charitable organizations. They may also be drawn to creative fields that allow for emotional expression, such as writing, acting, or music. Strengths of this placement include deep emotional intelligence, compassion, and the skill to provide care and comfort. Their imagination may bring distinctive artistic flair to their careers or hobbies. Challenges might be overly sensitive reactions and fear of emotional exposure, which can sometimes lead to isolation. They may have difficulty setting boundaries or may risk overly sacrificing their needs for others. For personal growth, recognizing and articulating emotional needs in relationships is key. Working on dealing with rejection or fear can also be beneficial. In a career, nurturing their creativity and leveraging their compassionate nature could help in thriving. Overall, this Venus location signifies an emotionally rich, caring personality who can make meaningful connections twinned with an artistic flair when these strengths are harnessed positively. Having Venus in Leo in the 12th house indicates a core personality that loves drama, flair, and a touch of extravagance. These individuals are fiercely loyal and have a natural knack for grabbing the spotlight. They express their affection brightly and openly, enjoying life's luxuries and refined experiences. But, they're often extremely private about their most personal feelings, with the 12th house being the realm of the secret or hidden aspects of Oni's life. They might often attract or get attracted to relationships which are secretive or where some amount of sacrifice is needed. When it comes to career, this placement suggests suitability for jobs where aesthetics, presentation, and interpersonal relationships are important. They may excel in creative fields like entertainment, fashion, or design, where they can showcase their flair for glamour. Jobs which allow for self-expression and acclaim can be fulfilling. Strengths tied to this placement include a generous and charismatic personality and a deep ability to love. Challenges may arise due to their need for approval from others, and a tendency for overly dramatic emotional reactions. There's also a risk of attracting secret or complex love affairs. Personal growth for these individuals often involves learning to balance their needs for attention and love with maintaining a healthy level of self-esteem and self-reliance. Real and meaningful relationships can flourish when they learn to express their intense emotions in balanced ways. They may also need to learn to distinguish between genuine affection and flattery. When Venus is in Virgo in the 12th house, it suggests a deep-thinking, discerning personality with a strong focus on details. This placement indicates someone who is not afraid to work behind the scenes and may prefer solitude or working in private for perfection. They value practicality and order in their life. In terms of relationships, this individual might be shy and often reserved. They may prefer to help their loved ones from the background, displaying their affection by being helpful and resourceful. They may take time to feel comfortable in romantic relationships, craving emotional depth and intimacy, and might be picky or critical of potential partners. Career-wise, these individuals are likely to thrive in roles that involve helping others in a systematic, organized way. They may do well in jobs that require attention to detail, such as research, editing, or science. Strengths of this placement include a strong analytical mind, patience, and a keen eye for detail. However, there can be challenges, like an overemphasis on perfection, self-criticism, and a tendency to worry too much. For personal growth, these individuals need to relax their criteria for perfection and avoid being overly critical of themselves and others. Instead, they should focus on embracing their unique point of view and recognizing that what they perceive as flaws can often be strengths. They also need to practice expressing their emotions, as they could appear detached or aloof to others. They may benefit from mindfulness to stay present and resist the temptation to overthink or worry about the future. With Venus in Libra, individuals often show an innate desire for peace, beauty, and harmony. They tend to be charming, sociable, and diplomatic, which often makes them well-liked by others. They may struggle with conflict, however, and often go to great lengths to avoid it. The 12th house placement brings a deeply sensitive, spiritual, and intuitive dimension. These individuals may prefer private relationships and have a highly developed inner life. They possess a great capacity for love and may be drawn to mysticism or spiritual pursuits. These individuals might also procrastinate, and sometimes feel misunderstood or isolated. In terms of relationships, they seek balance and equality. They tend to be romantics who idealize their partners, and can have difficulties if reality doesn't match their expectations. They may also be prone to sacrificing their needs for the sake of others. Career-wise, their creative abilities, paired with their sense of fairness, make them good fits for careers in art, design, diplomacy, or justice-focused fields. While they are productive in peaceful environments, they may struggle in competitive or stressful climates. Strengths of this placement include diplomacy, creativity, and compassion. Challenges include avoidance of conflict, tendency to retreat, and difficulties balancing self-care with care for others. Personal growth often involves learning to stand their ground without disturbing harmony, being more present instead of retreating to the internal world, and being cautious about self-sacrifice in relationships. Having Venus in Scorpio in the 12th house suggests deep, complex emotions. This person likely experiences strong love and passion, but can struggle to express these feelings openly due to the secretive nature of Scorpio and the hidden subtext of the 12th house. This makes them alluring but sometimes hard to understand. In relationships, they tend to be intensely loyal and demand the same fidelity and depth from partners. However, they can have a fear of vulnerability, making it difficult for them to trust others easily. Professionally, this placement could lead to careers in psychology, healthcare, or the arts. The desire to understand the secrets of the human mind and soul might make a suitable therapist or counselor. Their compassion can make them effective in roles that help others heal or cope with life challenges. Strengths include determination, passion, and a deep, intuitive understanding of others. Challenges involve the need for control, difficulty in expressing emotions, and susceptibility to jealousy. They may also struggle with vulnerability, resulting in occasional isolation. Learning to trust, open up, and release control will be key personal growth lessons for this individual. Simultaneously, acknowledging and channeling their intense emotions healthily can make them more balanced and amenable to sharing their life with others. This placement promotes emotional exploration and urges adopting more empathy and sensitivity in their interactions. Their journey might involve learning to use their emotional depth as a strength, rather than a burden. People with Venus in Sagittarius in the 12th house are often drawn to the unknown and might enjoy exploring different cultures and philosophies. They're usually interested in the deeper aspects of life and are driven by a need for truth and knowledge. The openness to spiritual and metaphysical dimensions can make them reflective and introspective. In relationships, this placement suggests a tendency to value freedom and independence. They often view love as an adventure or journey, and are typically attracted to those who can broaden their horizons intellectually or spiritually. The 12th house position may bring a desire for relationships of a more secretive or private nature. When it comes to career, these individuals could thrive in roles where they are able to work independently or overseas. Their affinity towards spiritual aspects can make them successful in fields such as teaching, counseling, or areas of metaphysics. Strengths of Venus in Sagittarius in the 12th house include a positive outlook, love for freedom, and a thirst for knowledge. Their ability to see the bigger picture can make them wise and philosophical. Challenges may include difficulties with commitment due to their need for freedom, or a tendency to retreat when overwhelmed. Personal growth lessons might involve learning to balance freedom with commitment in relationships, and taking time to ground themselves amidst their explorations of the unknown. Adapting to more realistic expectations in love and relationships can also be a key lesson. Overcoming their fear of constriction can lead to more fulfilling partnerships and a balanced lifestyle. With Venus in Capricorn in the 12th house, you're likely to be disciplined, cautious, and practical in love affairs. You might find yourself attracted to mature and reserved individuals. However, you may struggle to express your feelings, as you have a tendency to keep your romantic side hidden. This can lead to misinterpretations and relationship misunderstandings. Although reserved, your work ethic is strong. You're methodical, ambitious, and don't mind working behind the scenes. Career-wise, you might do well in professions requiring focus, responsibility, and solitude. However, you must learn how to balance your need for privacy with the cooperative nature of most workplaces. You can be quite an introvert, principally due to your wish for self-protection. Despite this tendency, your charm and tact could make you very likable when you decide to engage socially. In terms of personal growth, it's important for you to learn how to share your emotions with others. This will not only improve your relationships but also help you to let go of any self-imposed isolation or insecurity. You'll need to realize that it's okay to lean on others sometimes. A potential strength of this placement is your ability to stay focused, patient, and committed. You have the perseverance to stick with your goals despite setbacks. However, your major challenge is the tendency to suppress your emotions due to a fear of vulnerability. Overcoming this can lead to deeper connections with others and a more satisfying life. Trusting others could ultimately provide the support you need to reach your ambitions. Having Venus in Aquarius in the 12th house suggests an unusual, independent spirit with an empathetic nature. This person likely values freedom and originality. They are typically nonconformist, exploring unconventional ways of thinking and living, which may set them apart. In relationships, this placement suggests a certain aloofness or emotional detachment. However, this doesn't mean they lack affection or care. Instead, they want partnerships that foster individual identities, and they might show their love in unconventional ways. Their altruistic nature often draws them to help the less fortunate. In terms of career, they may thrive in fields that allow them to help others or explore original, innovative ideas. Networks, social movements, or occupations related to technology, science, or even astrology can suit them well. Their main strengths lie in their individuality and their capacity for empathy. They prize authenticity and won't pretend to be something they're not. Empathy makes them good listeners and friends, able to appreciate different viewpoints. Yet, challenges may arise from their reserved nature and non-conventional approach to life. Misunderstandings can occur because they express affection in unique ways. They can also feel isolated due to their distinctive outlooks. For personal growth, they may need to learn to communicate their affection more traditionally to avoid misconceptions. They might also benefit from embracing their uniqueness while finding ways to avoid feeling alone or misunderstood. Their journey involves celebrating their individuality and using their innovative ideas for the benefit of others. Having Venus in Pisces in the 12th house often indicates an individual with a profound sensitivity and a deep, boundless capacity for compassion. They are natural empaths, able to intuit others' feelings and desires. They might crave solitude to recharge and prefer imaginative, mystical, or spiritual pursuits. In relationships, they're typically selfless, willing to sacrifice for their partners. However, they can fall into the trap of idealizing their partners and can struggle with feeling misunderstood or not fully appreciated. Boundaries could be challenging to set and maintain, leading to potentially toxic relationships. It's important for them to learn to discern true love from fantasy. Career-wise, this placement suggests affinity for creative, healing, or spiritual professions. They could excel in fields like art, music, psychology, or even work involving social justice or humanitarian causes. Their empathetic nature and creativity are their key strengths, making them indispensable in such roles. The main challenges lie in handling overly emotional situations, dealing with disappointment, and setting boundaries. They may also struggle with feelings of isolation or being misunderstood. Overcoming these challenges often involves learning to distinguish between reality and fantasy, and developing a stronger sense of self. As for personal growth, acknowledging personal needs, establishing healthy relationships, and harnessing their creative potential should be their focus. Empathy is their gift, yet it's important to maintain balance to avoid emotional exhaustion. Hence, Learning when to give and when to retreat can mark important growth milestones.